Welcome back, guys, to Trails to Azure, where last episode, waking up in the middle of the night to find Kia to have disappeared, we sorted to find her, heading into a transformed theme park known as the Fool's Wonderland as ethereal beings ambushed us, and on their defeat, Campanella introduced himself to the SSS before simply leaving. We then reunited with a glowing and confused Kia standing before the Castle of Mirrors as our intermission came to an end, with Ouroboros convening to discuss their plans as Chapter 3 now gets underway. The referendum regarding Crossbell's potential independence, as proposed by Mayor Croyce, was drawing closer and closer. As pressure from the Imperial and Republican governments mounted by the day, so too did the citizens further. Combined with the excitement generated from the debut of Arkansas's revival performance, emotions in the city were hitting a fever pitch. All the while, a new concern was beginning to emerge from the shadows. Did you say cryptids? That I did. I don't believe it's appropriate to simply refer to them as monsters. Not only are they much larger, their origins are a mystery. What's more, they're starting to appear all over Crossbell. That's the one we went against! The commander isn't exaggerating. We couldn't handle it between just the two of us, so we had to retreat. Then it really isn't your average monster. I've come across bits and pieces of information regarding it, but there's more. Other types have been sighted as well. Wait a second. That's the one we fought back in the old mine. Well, you're telling me there's more of those things? This was taken a few days ago in the mountains to the north. Scott and Wenzel here were able to exterminate it. That's a relief, at least. You two managed to handle that thing all by yourselves. Yeah, but we had to get the jump on it to pull it off. It was thanks to the CGF's intel that we were able to take it out. Right, but there was something more bizarre about the whole ordeal. RRs didn't have their usual effects on it, and it disappeared into a beam of light when it was finally defeated. That sounds familiar. Yeah, that's exactly what happened when we fought it. You said it appeared in the mountains. Does that mean it was out in the open this time? Yes, until now monsters like these only appeared in enclosed locations, such as Stargazer's Tower and the Moon Temple. It's speculated that some form of spatial distortion has emerged in those particular areas, though we can't explain why. These cryptids, however, emerged outdoors, both in the mountains and by the lake shores. We suspect the same spatial distortion effect could be occurring in those locations as well. That's not good. I was afraid you'd say that. Is this why you called all of us here? Yes, we'd like to request the aid of the Bracer Guild and the SSS in dealing with these cryptids. The CGF has been on high alert at both Belgard and Tangram ever since the Mayor's independence proposal. Simply put, our manpower is focused there, at least until the referendum is voted upon. We understand. The SSS is ready to help. Us too. Should we go ahead and decide how we're going to divvy this up? That would be best. I'll provide you with all the data we have and leave you to decide on a suitable course of action. If at all possible, I'd also like to request that you look into the source of all of this. Source? You suspect an external force is behind the cryptid's sudden appearance? Yes, think of it this way. Dangerous monsters surfacing on our highways is a cyclical phenomenon. The cryptids, however, are an anomaly. Their emergence doesn't align with that cycle at all. Which leads us to believe that there's an underlying cause. Whatever it is capable not only of giving rise to these cryptids, but of distorting the fabric of space itself. Interesting theory. Understood. We'll get to the bottom of this. I swear it on the name of the supporting gauntlet. Never would have guessed we'd all get to team up for a job like this. The notion would have been nearly unfathomable at the start of the year. Hey, it just goes to show, we've come a long way since back then. Yeah, you guys have really made a name for yourselves. If things don't work out with the police, you could probably get hired at the guild in a heartbeat. Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to have you in the guild, Tio. I think it'd be a perfect match. Are you certain the guild is the one you intend to pair me with? We appreciate the sentiment. That aside, I don't have a good feeling about whatever these cryptids are. Me neither. I say we should split the work up so we can get to it. The CGF's report mentions 5 of those things in total. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like you guys to take care of 2 of them. Offering to do most of the job yourselves. You're too kind. Are you sure that's okay? It seems a bit disproportionate. Plus, Ariels isn't here to help this time around. And that's exactly the reason. You guys will be feeling the pressure from his absence just as much as us, if not more. Not to mention monster exterminations are typically a Bracers jurisdiction. We both have other jobs to take care of in addition to the cryptids, so I think dividing things like this is for the best. If you insist. I don't know if I'm really okay with pushing all of that on you guys. Don't sweat it. It's not like we aren't on the same team here. Besides, you guys will probably have your hands full with the society again before long. Oh, yeah. Dang, I was trying to forget about those lunatics. The Society of Ouroboros. The Bracer Guild has a history with them already, does it not? Yes, Estelle, Joshua, and the rest of the Liberalian branch first encountered them during the Liberal incident. The guild has had a number of run-ins with them across the continent since then as well. Not to mention the attack on the guild branches in Erebonia, suspected to be their doing too. Our presence in the Empire has declined significantly ever since, thanks to pressure from the Imperial government. They're so prolific. For real, the more we learn about these guys, the less I want to know. Truth be told, the guild doesn't know a lot about who they are or what their internal structure is like. We don't even know what they're after most of the time. All I can say for sure is to watch your backs around them. Yeah, and give us a ring if you run into any trouble, you hear? The cryptids aren't the only common enemy we have. Those snakes are our problem too. Got it. We'll update you if anything happens. So begins Chapter 3. Budding Turmoil. Cryptid Survey Report Outline. Reported sightings of large enigmatic monsters, hereafter referred to as cryptids, in Crossbell State have recently been confirmed. The CGF is currently working to gain more insight into the situation. Little is known about these cryptids aside from the simple fact that they exist. As such, countermeasures have yet to be devised. All recorded details regarding these cryptids are provided on the following pages. Case A, Ursula Road. Location, Ursula Road, through a small cave along the sandbar. Really? There's a cave there? Visual profile. Possesses various tortoise-like characteristics. Scanning report. Sighted by a guardsman on patrol. No attempt was made to engage, as the creature did not stray from its location over a short observation period. It does, however, grow aggressive when approached directly. Case B, East Crossbell Highway. It is at East Crossbell Highway in a clearing past the boathouse. It's a plant-like creature, possesses an enormous mouth. Sighted by a resident of the nearby boat shed, this report is yet to be verified by the CGF. As with the cryptid in Case A, it does not move from its general location, but becomes combative when confronted. The sandbar on Ursula Road and the outskirts of East Crossbell Highway. We haven't been to either of those places much lately. They don't sound as aggressive as the one that appeared back at the old mine, at least. Still, wouldn't hurt to get ourselves fully prepped. We also need to investigate what's causing them to appear, right? Yes. Given the spatial distortions reported, the higher elements, time, space, and mirage must be at play. I should be able to perceive when the higher elements are active. Ascertaining the source of the cryptids, however, may prove difficult. The reason the higher elements went haywire at Stargazer's Tower and the Moon Temple remains a mystery. Actually, wasn't the sun fought over at the ancient battlefield the same way? Yeah, I remember the higher elements being active when we entered there too. However, the abnormalities ceased to exist once the crisis was resolved. And unlike at the Moon Temple, we didn't have to stop any bell to do so. Which makes determining the source that much more difficult. Oh, no sense brooding over it. We need to get a move on. Chances are this won't be the only job we have to take care of. Good point. Okay, let's go. After we check the terminal for our new support request, of course. More. Okay, check requests. We have 3. We've got a taste of Crossbell on a long. Crossbell News Service is planning to publish the Gorman's Guide to Crossbell, which will detail various eateries across the state. We'd like to petition the Special Support Section for assistance in gathering material for this project. For more details, please ask for the editor in charge of the guide at our reception desk. We have counterfeit caper on a short. Come down to Crossbell Station ASAP. I need you to help me catch a counterfeit dealer. Which station? The actual police station. Stranger danger. My son seems to be up to something, but hasn't told me a thing about it. I suspect that it has something to do with a suspicious man who visited the village a few days ago. Would you be able to investigate whatever it is my son is scheming? For full details, please meet me at my home on the far end of Omarika village. Old Mine Monster Extermination. That's on a long as well. Interesting that we get 2 longs. A dangerous monster, Megalobat, has been sighted in the old deserted mine outside mines. We ask that the special support section deal with this threat swiftly. 2 shorts, 2 longs. That's quite interesting. Looks like the requests aren't slowing down today, and I doubt it's because Arios isn't available right now. Right, she said he was going to go visit them in the hospital today. It'd be nice to join him if we're in the area. For sure, even Kido went yesterday from what I hear. She was feeling pretty down about it. Indeed, I worry for her. Well, if we use the car, it shouldn't take too long to get to the hospital. I'm sure we can make some time to go visit the McLeans ourselves. That's a good idea. I know they did what they could to fix Shizuku's eyesight, but it seems the technology just isn't quite there yet. That's the way it sounds. Thankfully, the operation wasn't necessarily a failure, though I suppose it couldn't be called a success either. Oh, that's a shame. There's nothing hidden under your desk again, eh, Sergey? We know where you are. Which means we know that there's basically no one in here. Oof. He says, don't let your guard down. We won't. We already know exactly how dangerous those cryptids can be. Thanks for the concern, Zype. We'll have Tio call you if we need backup. We should gear up to start this chapter, really. When you think about it. Speaking of. We got EP2, didn't we? And we got EP Cut 2. Don't know if that gave us any new arts on the board. Maybe we should be looking at the arts board now and start aiming for some more powerful things. Gave you Death Spiral, did it? It's not a bad idea. I might look up some stuff in my detective book after all. It's in the list, isn't it? See if I can get some cool stuff going. You can't reach. Good old adamantine guard. Eschaton. Better than Genesis Flood. 19 water needed. Aqua Mirage would be pretty good together. 140 EP. Lord Inferno. Arachnidorian. Lucifin Wing. Shadow Blade is next. Last Disaster, Golden Halo, Reincarnation. Some of these names of these is quite crazy. Argent Arc. Avalon Gate. A lot of these are hard to reach, so 21 and 11 of Adoa. Which gives us something, quite a lot to like aim for. Of higher elements too. Master Arts? Eh? Eh? Well, that's telling us of stuff we might be getting in the distant future, maybe. I read the spoiler pages. Alright, of course we got nothing for Lloyd, but we do have a new surfboard for Randy. So that's it for you. We haven't completed your room yet. We have, that's Sergey's room. Someone's in here. We have a new thing for Kia, so we can call her back, I guess. Oh, hey guys. Is everything okay, Kia? You haven't been the same since you visited Shizuku yesterday. I'll be okay. Hey, Lloyd, is it going to be hard to fix Shizuku's eyes? Well, probably if I had to guess. It doesn't sound like the surgery was a complete failure, but she still has a long way to go. I see. Hey now, kiddo, I know it's hard, but you can't let it get you down forever, right? The last thing Shizuku wants is for you to be all in the dumps because of her. Randy's got a point, Kia. Shizuku needs you now more than ever. Your encouragement and friendship are the best medicine she could ask for. Yeah, you guys are right. I have to cheer her up the next time I see her. That's what best friends do for each other. Ah, thanks, guys. I'm feeling a little better now. Oh, yeah, I promised the others I'd play with them, so I should get going. What? Oh, sure. Just be careful out there. That's odd. Do you think she'll be okay? I sure hope so. At the very least, she perked up almost instantly just now. No time to mull it over, though. Let's get going. I was trying to give you a new thing I bought. I guess I can't yet. Didn't I buy a thing for her? I guess we're not in the mood for decorations. Or we already had it. Not now. What should I give you? I don't know what I gave you last time. Probably did give you 7. I know I've got 8 of them, so I'd probably given you one before. Cast one. Oh my, you giving this to me? Thanks, Cop. We'll make sure to put it to good use. Yeah, go. So Cop is fed for the day. A fishy feast. So Kia's out there. Right, well, let's start with trying to, like, gear ourselves up with, at the very least, weaponry. But now it's weaponry for 6. I know we aren't going to buckle to Erebonian Cavalry's demands, but proposing independence? Come on now. I'll tell you one thing. This better not end up with anyone declaring war on us. That's a bit of a hope. So we probably actually have enough money to buy everyone's weapon. But we don't want to equip it because we want to improve it. That would be the thing, wouldn't it? Screwdrivers. Oh, we can go to Eleanor to support members there. And an M8 Tomcat. Right, in terms of defensives then. Survival vest is a little bit better. But we need 3,000 for that. We should probably check times and stuff first of all. So, sweep order basically looks like we need to go to the IBC and then over to Downtown District to sort things out. Do you know what I mean? But we always start with Central Square. Because it's Central Square. Over here on your right, you'll see... Wait, was it my right or their right? How did Mummy say it again? Over there on my right? Chapter 3, Day 1 Patrol. Here we go. What anyone could talk about these days is independence. There's more happening in the news, people. Just the other day, they made a critical revision to our basic traffic laws. Latest reform introduced license suspensions to the penalty system. I'm praying that it'll reduce the number of orbital traffic accidents, even just a little. Breaking certain laws will now result in the temporary suspension of your license, effectively making you unable to drive. I'm praying that it'll reduce the number of orbital traffic accidents, even if only just a little. I just realized I'm going to skip over and we're going to do the IBC first. Because if there's a paper and stuff, I might not have enough money for it. You get me? So money first, Central Square next. I've been thinking about whether or not Crossbell should become independent. In either case, it's going to have a huge impact on the IBC. Not that I can grasp the particulars or anything. Yes. I had a feeling stock prices would turn unstable in light of all that's happened. Only rarely did they become this erratic. There's no telling where, when, or how much they'll swing. Times like these are riskiest when it comes to investing, not the sort of a market I'd recommend for an amateur. In the past, I would have leapt before looking the moment an investment opportunity came by. But perhaps it would be better safer even, to stay my hand in this particular case. Do you know that this building has a private staff-only training room? It's popular among the security department as well as any other employees in need of a good workout. I've also spotted Miss Croyce in there, though not quite as often lately. It's a rare opportunity to see her outside the usual business attire. Instead, she'd be working out in gym clothes, dripping sweat, breathing hard. Be still my beating heart. Forget I said anything. You didn't hear that last part. Anyway, back to the training room. The equipment is all state-of-the-art. And, yeah. Yeah. Before I had 12k, I had 16k, and I just spent it all on weapons. It's been over a month since those Erebonian and Calvardian terrorists attacked the trade conference. It's disappointing to hear that some of them have managed to evade arrest all this time, but surely it wouldn't be so easy to return to their home countries. They might still be hiding out here in Crossbell. I'm told some of the terrorists from the trade conference have yet to be apprehended, but even so, there's a possibility they might still be hiding out here in Crossbell. They've not been apprehended? I thought they all got. Hello SSS, if you're looking for the acting CEO, she is currently on a business trip abroad. Acting CEO? That would be Belle. The board of directors assumed most of her father's duties as CEO, and she was appointed shortly after. For the time being, that makes her the head of the IBC. Damn, that's pretty impressive for someone her age. But hardly surprising knowing Maribel. I think it's crazy no matter how you slice it. Her workload's a lot heavier now than it was before, I'm guessing. Yes, that would be correct. Fortunately, the board of directors is doing everything it can to lend its support and lift some of the burden. Now that she's the acting CEO, her duties are taking her far and wide and everywhere in between. Yeah, they must be. I can't imagine how busy she must have been these last few weeks. Incidentally, Miss Croyce should be returning sometime this evening. However, her schedule puts her right back to work tomorrow with several business meetings and consultations with our various departments. I'm terribly sorry, but I don't think you'll be able to see her for the time being. That reminds me though, Miss Croyce did leave a message for you. Maribel's Pom Pom Party account info. Is this a Pom Party account? Maribel plays too. Oh ho ho, surprise! As head of the technology department, it only stands to reason that I'd have an interest. Go ahead and register my account, if you would. I'd be happy to use my skills to put you in your place. That's exactly how it reads. Is it now? Someone tells me she wrote it especially for Lloyd, even got his exact reaction. You're undoubtedly correct. I wouldn't put it past Belle. It's just as Miss McDowell says, you always did know her best. Sounds like she isn't acting CEO for nothing. That impression of her was spot on too. Bravo, miss. I may have been laying it on a tad thick. Regardless, that was her message. Miss Croyce is never far from an orbital terminal. You may challenge her whenever you see fit. Right, I'll keep it in mind. Miss Croyce will be returning from her business trip sometime this evening. However, her schedule is booked for the foreseeable future, so I'm afraid you won't be able to see her. When it comes to exchanging stuff, we probably don't have that much we can. Yeah, let's just get seed funds. So we could go with 121, 129. Not even seed funds, I'm just saying words. 122 to make them all even. There we go. Financial market has been volatile across the continent since the mayor's proposal for state independence. While we haven't seen any major lopsidedness, stocks have been changing hands at increasing rates. As for whether all the speculation will pay off or not, that hinges on what happens next in Crossbell. They do say that stock indices are just like life. You can never predict how things will turn out. Indices, right? Mr. Rivera has been more cautious with his trading the last few months. I wonder if it's a result of his setbacks in the spring. Personally, I think it's for the best either way. Okay, that is the IBC. It's quick, easy, done. Let's do the Central Square and move to the downtown district next. The young tourist asked me a good question a little while ago. Why do balloons float? And without a moment's hesitation, I told him it was because they're filled with hopes and dreams. And what did he do in response? He sneered. Kids these days can be so cruel. I wonder what kind of part-time job I should work for. Waiting tables would be a safe choice. Then again, working at a hostess club will earn you the big bucks. Wait, what on earth am I thinking? Pouring liquor for a creepy old man is a step over the line for me, no matter how well it pays. If I want to live on my own, I'll have to work, but what kind of job would I even get? Come on, kids, go out there and dream. You think balloons are filled with a gas line in there? Nope, they're filled with hopes and dreams. trying to teach us the wrong. I'm of the opinion that the ZCF makes the most reliable orbital appliances. Their products always seem more expensive than the competition, but you get what you pay for. Well, Arm used to work here, but we disagreed on management styles and parted ways. In retrospect, it turns out that I might have been the one in the wrong. I'm far too late in realizing it, but Gen 10 would have never made it to where it is today without engineers like him. You know, Wendy's often told me she preferred the way this place felt back when it was a simple workshop. It'd be nice if we could preserve the legacy of the old Orbital factory in some way, even if only on the inside. No matter what my daughter says, the extent to which I worry about her is completely unquestionably normal. So as is only natural, I've decided to apply for a job as an orbital engineer at this very store. The only problem is I've always leaned more toward designing than anything hands-on. Sure, I can do simple maintenance just fine, but will that be enough for them to hire me? Do you suppose the manager might still give him a chance? Well, that is a question. I'm guessing we can make new quartz types now. The store had quite a diverse selection of orbital products. Brands from nations near and far are carried here. But of course, who would expect anything less from Zemuria's leading trade city? I totally understand why my dad worries about me so much, but that doesn't make him any less overbearing. There. Orbital car parts. We still need to buy loads of stuff. Little E paintwork, little T paintwork, Tio and Ellie? Mishi paintwork? Improved wheels. My god, how am I supposed to afford all this? Ah! 20,000 mirror and 50,000 mirror for 2 more master courses. Still haven't bought these yet? That's another 5,000 mirror. You hear about this independence stuff? Practically floored me at first, but the more I hear of it, the more I get the mayor's idea. I mean, Erebony and Calvert are thinking of stationing their soldiers at our borders. We're never going to have real peace unless we stand up for ourselves and make our voices heard. If not now, then when? Alright, let's have a look-see. We try to open stuff, but not going too well for us here. We've got Mine 2 that's available now. Of course, we've got more EP cuts as well, which would be nice to get a second one for the stuff. Be nice to just get stuff with more value. But really, there isn't much to get there, sadly. Action 2, Cast 2. Got 3 Cast 1s. Maybe I can just upgrade to a Cast 2. That sounds better for me, because Cast 2 costs 1,000! Yeah, upgrading might be good for me to try and sort out some upgrades if I can. That is definitely better than going full on into these things. That's for certain. Death Spiral's still the highest one I've got there. Then there's opening the slots themselves. So upgrading seems to be the way to play. Okay, if you'll do anything, then either cut the carbs or start working out. What's not clicking? Oh, you're supposed to talk to you first? Why can't there be a way to lose weight without having to work out or stop eating? I'll do anything, so someone please tell me. Just watch a YouTube video. You'll get an ad for it every so often about, this is the wrong way to exercise. Please buy our stuff. You know what I mean? Cut the carbs or start working out. That's what she's got to do. We've been telling you how to lose weight wrong, but we're not going to tell you in this 5 to 6, 7 minute long advert. Goodness gracious me. Srone suggested I become a nurse. I've been putting a lot of thought into it. I'll wait until next year to take the exam, but I already scored well on the practice one. For now, though, I'm still planning on taking the residency exam next year too. Knowing I have multiple options helps take some of the weight off my shoulders. If I don't find a way to stay optimistic, then I'll fail before I've even started. That's just the way humans work. Even studying feels more relaxing now than it used to, but only a little. and Southwark and Janetta are going steady now. Nothing spices things up like a little workplace fling. Ah, the flames of youth. They've actually progressed their relationship. So did Southwark confess during that trip they took? Uh-huh, it was at Fortuna, that fancy restaurant out in Michelin. Even asked the staff to help him surprise her. Who knew Southwark was such a romantic and a showman at that? Well, if anything, I'm just thrilled for Janetta. She deserves to be happy. I suppose that leaves me as the last single lady standing in our trio. Oh, if it isn't the SSS, you sure do make a lot of trips here. Thank you for always choosing Times as your premier shopping destination. Please take your time looking around. Oh, my apologies. Pearl and I were a little wrapped up in our conversation. It would be my pleasure to help you with anything you need. Thinking back on it, the tail end of the trade conference was a veritable whirlwind of events. Between the terrorist attack and Mayor Croiss's proposal, I was left at a loss for words. I can't imagine how other countries will react to this independence business, but it's safe to say Crossbell is on center stage right now. Saying the same thing again. Oh, the Michigan. I never saw Janetta as anything more than a friend until... well, maybe I just didn't understand my own feelings. In any case, I'm glad I mustered up the courage to ask her out. At first, I thought Janetta and I would never be anything more than friends. Makes me glad I mustered up the courage. I'm glad, sir. Issue 5 of Crossbell Times is here. As even if you missed issue 4. Why, you were in the Wonderland. Thankfully, we've got our bedtime story for tonight, right? Featured story, an independent Crossbell, yay or nay? The referendum approaches. As the blistering summer continues, we hope that all our readers are faring well. Here in Crossbell, the independence referendum will be held in 5 days, and the populace has been growing progressively more restless by the hour. The poll will not immediately enact independence, but instead gauge the will of the Crossbellan people. Citizens are encouraged to consider their decision carefully and vote with the state's future in mind. In this issue, we will analyse the prospects of an independent Crossbell. The significance of independence. Calling Crossbell's history complex may be a gross understatement. The region is generally believed to have become a key point on major trade routes long ago. The turbulent Middle Ages, however, left the land and its people ravaged by the tides of war. Over the previous 5 centuries, ownership of Crossbell has changed hands 5 times. It was only 70 years ago that Crossbell finally achieved its autonomy. In the years since, Crossbell has become a nexus of international commerce, having already developed into a modern city with cutting-edge infrastructure like the Orbital Network. What exactly should the state strive for in the future? Crossbell's role and future. As an international economy with open borders, constructing and preserving stable diplomatic relations is essential. What role Crossbell should play as a financial hub of Western Zemuria is still open to debate. An international perspective may be necessary to clarify the many ambiguities. Regardless of the referendum's result, it is unlikely that Crossbell will become its own country. Even so, the mayor's proposal may still be of dramatic consequence. Notice, public forum to be conducted. The Crossbell News Service will be hosting a public forum on the topic of state independence. Experts will debate the merits of each perspective to further the public's understanding of the issue. The forum will be held the afternoon after tomorrow at the Civic Center. Entertainment. Ark and Ciel's new performance begins. The wait is almost over. Ark and Ciel's long-awaited revival production, which will include new characters and scenes, is opening in 3 days' time. This is one show no Ark and Ciel faithful will want to miss. Finance. The IBC's acting CEO, Maribel Croix. Yesterday, the IBC announced that senior board member Maribel Croix would be appointed as its acting CEO. Ms. Croix said she will strive to further the IBC's contributions to the international economy. With the renowned and intelligent Maribel Croix at the helm, we expect her father, former IBC CEO Dieter Croix, to fully focus on his mayoral duties. Culture, highlighting historic monuments. Upon the battlefield, the Sun Fort. Off the beaten path, the old Amorica Road, lies a desolate wasteland known as the Ancient Battlefield. Deep within lies a gigantic ruin, the vestiges of the Sun Fort. As public entry has been prohibited for some time, due to the monsters infesting the area, many are unaware that the Great Bell of Crossbell, the symbol of our city, actually originates from the Sun Fort. One theory hypothesizes that the fort once housed a powerful lord in the Middle Ages. However, the day will come when the fort will be open for all Crossbellans to explore at their leisure. Lifestyle. Beware of monsters. The Bracer Guild's Crossbell branch has reported recent sightings of large erratic monsters roaming the highways. As the creatures are highly dangerous, they advise those traveling on the roads to do so with extreme caution. Everyone is therefore forewarned. Well, back to another day of people watching. I gotta kill time somehow. By the way, I noticed the guy who runs the general store and that one receptionist lady have been way friendlier than usual lately. Does that mean what I think it means? It does, Keen. You're very keen. Well, would you look at that? They've added new stock all over the store. I can always count on Times to be on top of the latest and greatest products. That mean here too? You only have one chance to make a good first impression. That goes just as much for footwear as it does for people. Strange as it may sound, I want each shoe on my display to look as if they're happily greeting each customer that strolls by. Yes. Yes. We have essentially better gear. Not by much, but it does give speed and movement, which is pretty good. Depends if you want to make the cost. But the women's ones are way better. 100 defense with speed plus 5 in evasion. Yeah, I might want to look into purchasing this. In the future. I didn't expect Crossbell to push for independence in my lifetime. I'd be fine and dandy with it, but something tells me Erebony and Calvert aren't going to let it happen too easily. State independence. Now there's a tricky topic indeed. Years ago, I abandoned the Empire to live here in Crossbell. Needless to say, this puts me right on the horns of a dilemma. Now my new home wants independence from my old one. Yes. Now we got some pendulums here. Might be worth picking them up as well. For the money they're at, if you know what I mean. The more expensive clothes and accessories are, the more they tend to have greater care put into their finer details. That sort of attention is what makes many name brand fashion so durable, which I say more than makes up for the price tag. Alright, you sell a men only really good defensive. Kagamaru Hayori. Evasion plus 20%! Whoa! That's massive. Comes with a toy sword randomly. It's a bit low on the ADF. Oh, because it doesn't have any ADF on it. None of these stuff have any ADF on it. Evasion tank Lloyd incoming. Coming to a Crossbell near you soon.